Tampa, Florida is a city that seems tailor-made for families. There are countless attractions that people of all ages and interests can appreciate. And although Tampa might not be known for its beaches, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy a little bit of fun in the sun. So if you're planning a trip soon, make sure you pack your bathing suit and sunscreen. But before that, let's take a moment to go over some of the best things to do while visiting Tampa, Florida. Go for a stroll on the Tampa Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is a 2.5-mile-long trail that runs along the Hillsborough River in Tampa. Visitors can bike, walk, rollerblade, and enjoy public art displays, and along the route they can mosey on over to a variety of restaurants, stores, parks, playgrounds, and attractions. These include things like the Florida Aquarium or Glazer Children's Museum. Visitors have reported the trail is clean and well-maintained. The Riverwalk is also a favorite spot for both locals and tourists alike to catch a breathtaking Florida Gulf Coast sunset. You can access the Riverwalk from pretty much anywhere along the river. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. And keep watching to see where in Tampa you can see a manatee up close and personal. Grab a Cuban sandwich at the Columbia restaurant. There's a ton of debate as to where the birthplace is of the Cuban sandwich. Some folks seem to think it's Tampa, while others insist it's down south in Miami. But regardless, if you've never tried a Cuban sandwich, you're definitely missing out on one of the most delicious culinary experiences available in the Sunshine State. A Tampa-style Cuban is comprised of ham, pork, salami, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard on 2 slices of fresh artisan Cuban bread. All these ingredients are piled up on top of each other and pressed until toasty and juicy. You'll probably want to enjoy your Cuban sandwich with a cup of Cuban coffee, which is also an experience to be had on its own. Columbia Restaurant is touted as Florida's oldest restaurant and also the best place to enjoy these must-try culinary delights. Columbia opened its doors in Ybor City back in 1905, and they've been dishing out the good stuff ever since. Catch a show at Skipper's Smokehouse. A little bit off the beaten path and hidden away from most of the city's vibrant nightlife, Skipper's has been booking the best blues, rock, bluegrass, folk, and reggae acts since 1980. Enjoy an ice-cold Red Stripe and catch a Grateful Dead cover band, or just take in the quaint decor while ordering a fried alligator tail with a slice of key lime pie. Either way, this family-friendly establishment has some seriously chill vibes. As such, it's earned the well-deserved reputation of being one of the premier concert venues in Florida. Go shopping at the Armature Works Heights Public Market. This 22,000-square-foot industrial market is Tampa's current hotspot for foodies and architecture fans alike. The building was constructed in 1910, and it was formerly used as a storage and maintenance facility for Tampa Electric streetcars. There's a wide array of dining options, and the space itself exhibits an urban feel that's quite appealing. In addition to all the restaurants and cafes, there are also retail shops as well as a rooftop bar. The show and tell workshop is used for everything from cooking classes to wine tastings. Outside, there are a ton of things to get into as well, such as summer concerts and movie nights. Since the property is adjacent to the Riverwalk, it's very easily accessible. Entrance is free and parking is convenient and affordable. Ride a roller coaster at Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens is 297 acres of family-friendly fun. Not only is it an amusement park complete with thrill rides and attractions, but Busch Gardens is also home to more than 12,000 animals and a variety of live shows, restaurants, shops, and games. Busch Gardens is actually older than Disney World, and it's also a lot cheaper. Here you can find themed lands such as the Edge of Africa and animal exhibitions based on the Serengeti Plain and the Miyombe Reserve, to name a few. There's a wide range of entertainment and educational options here as well. Animal lovers and thrill seekers alike will be happy visiting the park, and if you're especially fond of rides, it's recommended to buy a Quick Queue Unlimited Pass to skip the lines. Take in a live performance at the Tampa Theater. The beautifully ornate Tampa Theater is an excellent spot to catch a live performance, film screening, or play. When it was constructed in 1926, the theater was considered to be one of the most elaborate of its kind in the world. It was designed by the renowned architect John Epperson and features a 1400-pipe Wurlitzer organ. It was built to resemble a Mediterranean garden with flowers and gargoyles, and if you look up at the ceiling, you'll notice there are 99 light bulbs. These were meant to symbolize stars in the night sky. If you can't attend a show here, then perhaps you should consider going on a tour instead. The theater offers a 90-minute balcony to backstage tour, which gives visitors a demonstration of the Wurlitzer organ in action while providing details about the stories, art, and architecture that have earned this place a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. Mingle with the marine life at Florida Aquarium. On the southeastern edge of downtown Tampa, you'll find the Florida Aquarium, where more than 14,000 species of aquatic animals are housed. It'll take you at least a few hours to explore the maze of stingrays, eels, and sea turtles that call this place their home. Children will love the touch tanks, where they can have a hands-on experience with creatures like starfish, stingrays, and small sharks. The jellyfish exhibit is another noteworthy highlight. If your kids don't get all tuckered out after touring the aquarium, they certainly will after playing in the splash pad area, which features things like geysers, dump buckets, and spray zones. So be sure to bring a towel. See a sea cow at Tampa Electric's Manatee Viewing Center. Tampa Electric's Manatee Viewing Center is special because unlike the city's other science centers, zoos, museums, and aquariums, it's free. It's the perfect place to take a little break from your itinerary to witness a majestic manatee swimming through the Tampa Electric water plant. At the Big Bend Power Station over at Apollo Beach, these massive marine creatures seek refuge in the power station's discharge panel where fresh, warm Tampa Bay saltwater flows. When the bay gets a bit too cold for the manatees, they venture into this space seeking warmth. When you're not gazing into the water, make sure you check out the center's other attractions, which include a mangrove exhibit, a butterfly garden, and a gift shop. If you climb the stairs of the 50-foot viewing tower, you can get an unparalleled view of the surrounding area, so you might as well bring a pair of binoculars. Learn all about felines at the Big Cat Rescue. This spot in Northwest Tampa is much more than a zoo. It's more like a sanctuary where you'll have the opportunity to learn about bobcats, tigers, cougars, leopards, lynx, and even house cats. The sanctuary is massive. It spans 67 acres and houses more than 100 animals representing 14 different species. Cat lovers will be overjoyed with what they learn from the friendly, passionate, and educated tour guides. If you're trying to see the animals when they're the most active, sign up for a night tour. That's when the cats are most active, seeing as they are predominantly nocturnal. Take a trip back in time at the Tampa Bay History Center. History buffs will appreciate learning all about Florida's first inhabitants over at this Smithsonian-affiliated Tampa Bay Museum. Located on Tampa's waterfront and spanning more than 60,000 feet, the History Center proudly showcases 12,000 years of Florida history. With 3 floors of exhibits featuring educational films, artifacts, photographs, fossils, and interactive displays, learning about Florida's history has never been easier. The center does a great job of appealing to younger visitors thanks to its family-friendly interactive displays and welcoming staff. If you work up an appetite while learning all about Tampa's historic cigar industry and the immigrant communities that settled in Ybor City, then grab a bite to eat at the on-site Columbia Cafe, where you can enjoy Spanish and Cuban-inspired dishes. Get hands-on at the Glazer Children's Museum. If you're visiting with young children, consider making a stop at the Glazer Children's Museum. Even though there's no shortage of kid-friendly attractions in Tampa, most are dependent on the weather, which means you'll have to have an indoor backup plan just in case. Jam-packed with both permanent and temporary exhibits, this 53,000-square-foot facility features tons of interactive exhibits that teach children about human anatomy, mathematics, science, and art. The museum is praised for being well-maintained and clean, but it's important to keep in mind it can get quite busy on rainy days and during holidays. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss one of your favorite spots? Let us know in the comment section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.